Care fraud scheme worth $400 million.
This 2 years after Contact 5 investigator Katie LaGrone exposed how the scam worked.
Who? To who? You have to have done it to someone, but there's no effort at all to uncover that.
I thought he should have been ashamed of himself. Then I watched Floyd Money Mayweather with Jim Gray. And I said, wait a minute. I smell something. Something seems a bit fishy.
No, money is what you smelled.
I smelled something.
During a recent podcast, Joe Rogan was noticeably shocked to learn that boxing legend Floyd Mayweather is being sued for allegedly being involved in a $42 million fraud scheme. Rogan, who is well known for his candid opinions and in-depth analyses of celebrity controversies, was unable to contain his shock as the lawsuit's facts came to light. It charges Mayweather masterminding a huge financial scam that involved fraudulent investments and dishonest alliances.
Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up. The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying, it would look like a party, he's drinking water, and then he would have his driver drive, and with his pants on, jeans on, he would jog home. And the dude was always trying.
Over the years, Joe Rogan, a well-known commentator on combat sports, has done a great deal of research on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s boxing career and fighting style. Rogan's observations offer a thorough analysis of Mayweather's development as a fighter and his reputation in the sport.
And he fought Logan Paul. Logan Paul weighs 200 plus pounds. And he turned the shit out of Logan Paul's neck. Like
Crazy.
Like, wow. And I think he held him up like, hey, man, don't fall because you'll mess the money up.
If they were the same size, I think Floyd would have knocked him out. Logan was so big.
Oh,
he was so much bigger than him.
But them shots, though, was
it's so crazy to see a guy who is the best boxer of all time having a fight with this super athletic, gigantic YouTube kid. I mean, look at the size difference. It's insane.
Mayweather was referred to as Pretty Boy in the early years of his career because of his skill at defense, which helped him stay out of serious trouble during bouts. According to Rogan, Mayweather had remarkable speed and offensive prowess around this time, frequently overwhelming opponents with quick combos. This stage demonstrated Mayweather's capacity to control bouts with both technical prowess and ferocity.
One of the things that people forget is that Floyd went through a big transition of his own. If you go back to the early parts of his career and you watch when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was a much more aggressive fighter and he would put himself in danger much more. And then when he became Money Mayweather, just got so much more brilliant defensively. And then he became the guy that you see shutting out Canelo Alvarez, stopping all these guys, just shutting everything down. He just became this defensive wizard.
Mayweather took on the Money moniker as his career developed, stressing a more calculated and defensive style. Rogan has commended this change, highlighting Mayweather's skill at controlling fights and limiting damage. That's why Floyd Mayweather is the finest ever, in my opinion, because he was the one who was hit the least, he said. To win, he is just the proper amount of aggressive. Floyd's ability to stand in your face is what makes him so wild. Even if he stands in front of you, you are still unable to strike him.
Floyd Mayweather used to be having these crazy workouts and he would crack open a Pepsi and people are like, what the is he doing? Like, he's crazy. That guy never drank, never partied, never was out of shape, never got fat, would run home from the club at 2 o'clock in the morning. If boxing is hit and don't get hit, who's better than Floyd? Right. Zero people. He definitely cracked him at the end of that round and wobbled him. And then it was right at the bell. And so then Floyd got back on his bike and started outboxing him.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name because I'm still the face of boxing.
When you think about Floyd talking about greater than Ali, he's very delusional. Listen, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he's talking about he's great. He's a little scared man. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people.
Ali Bomaye. That means Ali kill him.
According to Joe Rogan, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s abrasive demeanor and extravagant displays of riches are the main reasons why many people despise him. According to Rogan on the Joe Rogan Experience, Mayweather frequently flaunts his lavish lifestyle, emphasizing his $1 million watches, private planes and lavish residences, which can come across as conceited and make fans envious. They despise him, which is why they enjoy watching him fight. Rogan clarified. You want him to lose because he makes you envious, but he won't. Despite this, Rogan praised Mayweather's remarkable work ethic and discipline behind the scenes, implying that his success is a deliberate component of his public persona.
One of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate him.
You feel that disappointment that the fans felt that maybe you didn't get the best Manny Pacquiao that night?
We're not going to do that. We're not going to talk about that. You was one of the guys that believed in Pacquiao.
I did.
Okay. So now we don't want you to back out the block. And I told you before, that was easy work. So if you believe in Pacquiao, you need to go back and say, you need to sit down and do a story and say, you know what? I believe in Pacquiao, and it's his fault. It's not Mayweather's fault, because Mayweather did what he always do. Be a calculated fighter, be a smart fighter, and find a way to win.
And I did that because I said that although there was a problem with his shoulder, whether it existed or not, I always said there was no... Wait.
Floyd was great, but he didn't want smoke with Winky. He didn't want smoke with Winky. He didn't want smoke with Triple G either. But there are people who look at that situation and be like, I mean, that's crazy. But that's what the great ones do. They do crazy shit. But Floyd did enough crazy stuff, though. Listen, I don't have that much criticism towards Floyd. I just don't think he's as great as everyone say. He's the greatest ever. That's silly talk to me. But he was jaw-dropping great. The impact of Floyd is my thing, and that's not criticism on Floyd. That's criticism on followers. So everybody followed what they perceived to be his blueprint. That's my criticism. It's never...
Floyd Mayweather made news during his Mexico City exhibition fight against John Gotti III, when he replaced the referee in the middle of the fight due to a contentious ruling. Mayweather pushed the initial referee and demanded his removal after he cautioned about an alleged illegal hit. After a replacement referee was appointed, the bout went on, with Mayweather unofficially declared the victor.
Floyd Mayweather just got done with the boxing match against John Gotti III, and while in the boxing match, specifically in the second round, Floyd Mayweather kicked out a ref, and they replaced it with a new one because the ref took too long pausing the fight. Let me know in the comments if this is one of the craziest things you've seen in a boxing match.
Another time, Joe Rogan used a story of Mayweather supposedly firing a referee during a fight to show Floyd's dominance. Only someone like Floyd, who is at the pinnacle of boxing in terms of notoriety and influence, could carry off such a maneuver, Rogan stressed. This instance demonstrates once more how Floyd's wealth affects every aspect of his work.
Referee said Floyd Mayweather hit him behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. Floyd throws this punch, and he's 100% correct. The punch landed the side of the head. It's a right hook. It's a perfect punch. And the referee was saying, watch the back of the head. He's like, what the are you talking about? And so he kicks the guy out, and they bring in a different referee who finishes the fight. It was
Rogan attributed Floyd's unparalleled competitiveness to his background. He learned to push himself in everything he did from his father and uncle, who were both fiercely competitive. He became the formidable boxer he was in his peak as a result of this. But his current approach to wealth and business also appears to have been influenced by his competitive personality.
Look at boxing in terms of like how often do you get hit versus how often do you hit the other guy. He's the best ever. The way him and his uncle and his father talk, I imagine they were always super competitive from the time they were young.
Yeah.
Like he grew up being they're super competitive. They're competitive about talking shit. They're competitive about all kinds of things. So it's like that hive, like growing up with that all the time, and the boxing.
According to Mayweather, he makes $300 million a month via wise investments, mostly in real estate. I put myself in a position with a smart business team to make $300 million a month in 32 months, he said. It all began with boxing as a sport. Even though Mayweather has made a lot of money from well-known bouts and demonstrations, financial analysts doubt that such a steady monthly income is realistic. Critics contend that these numbers are probably inflated because maintaining a monthly income of hundreds of millions will necessitate unheard of and extremely lucrative investments.
Floyd Mayweather says he makes $300 million a month, which is $3.6 billion a year. He makes more money than Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of those guys. So I say all that to say this. The money that Canelo was looking for, they can easily come up with that money. Floyd Mayweather got it.
Well, listen, let me put it this way to you. If he makes what did he say, 300 million a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm 6'4" and 240. And I know I'm 5'8" and a half and 240. So there you go. There's no way. There's that. If he makes $3 million a month on his investments, that's a lot. $36 million a year. That's a lot. So I know guys that are worth, $500-600 million, plenty of them, and they don't make $36 million a year, let alone $300 million a month. So there you go.
In order to preserve his reputation as a rich tycoon, Mayweather might be embellishing or lying about his involvement in the transaction. Financial experts also point out that institutional investors or development businesses, rather than individual buyers without a clear paper trail, are usually involved in such a large-scale transaction. Important doubts concerning Mayweather's true financial situation and whether his ostentatious lifestyle is backed by genuine assets or well-planned public relations are brought up by this mistrust. As of right now, the $400 million claim's veracity is still unknown, and suspicions are only getting stronger.
Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment. But
what do you think of Floyd Mayweather's distinctive fighting style and stellar career?